It's not human! I repeat, that is not a UN Marine! It's tearing through the armor! Oh God, it's...
The Martian Congressional Republic. To the rest of the system, they are a monolith. A warrior society, united and unbreakable. We know better. My network sees the truth in the dark corners they try so hard to hide. You're here because you need to understand the real Mars. The one that bleeds, the one that breaks, the one that is about to become your problem. Let's begin. To understand a target's weaknesses, you must first understand the myth they project. And Mars. Mars has perfected its myth. They present themselves to the system as the future of humanity, forged in the crucible of a hostile world. A society of 9 billion souls, unified by a single, glorious purpose, the Project. This isn't just an engineering challenge, it's the foundational pillar of their entire culture. For over a century, every Martian has been born into a social contract. They live and die for a goal most will never see completed, the full terraforming of Mars. They are planting the seeds of trees whose shade they will never know, and this sacrifice gives them a sense of moral and technological superiority over what they see as the bloated, decadent, and decaying homeworld of Earth. Their cities, buried deep in the red rock, are marvels of engineering. Their mass transit systems span canyons on impossibly thin cables. And their military... Their military is the physical embodiment of this ideal. The Martian Congressional Republic Navy, the MCRN, is the finest fighting force in the solar system. While smaller than the United Nations Navy, it is universally acknowledged as more technologically advanced. Their doctrine is quality over quantity, precision over brute force. Each ship is a masterpiece, each Marine a zealot for the cause. This is the image they sell. A unified, disciplined, technologically transcendent warrior race, marching in lockstep toward a verdant future. It's a powerful narrative. It's also a lie. Not because the dream isn't real to them, but because the dream itself is the perfect tool of social control. It justifies the Spartan existence, the crushing pressure, the absolute militarism. The dream isn't just about making Mars green. It's about keeping Martians in line. And any dream, no matter how noble, can become a nightmare when the sleepers start to wake up. The pressure required to forge a diamond also creates fractures. The Martian dream is a multi-generational crucible, and it is burning out its people. Imagine being born with a debt you can never repay to a future you will never inhabit. Every citizen is expected to contribute, to sacrifice, to push the project forward, even by inches. There is no room for error, no tolerance for dissent. A single slip-up in that fragile, engineered environment could mean the death of everyone around you. There is no basic assistance on Mars, no golden cage for the unproductive. You serve the dream, or you are a liability. This immense psychological burden creates cracks in the red clay. It fosters a quiet desperation, a generational resentment that festers beneath the polished, monolithic surface. And from these cracks, dissent begins to leak. Consider the case of Alex Kamal, formerly a pilot with the MCRN, a decorated veteran, an expert at the stick of a warship. By all accounts, he was a model Martian. He served his time, did his duty, and then he ran. He couldn't stand the life he was supposed to want. He abandoned his family, his world, and the dream itself for the anonymity and freedom of a pilot's seat on a corporate ice hauler in the belt. He is not an anomaly. He is a symptom, proof that the dream is not enough to hold everyone. He represents the slow, steady brain drain of talent and spirit from a society that demands everything and, for his generation, promises nothing in return but the satisfaction of their grandchildren's future. Now, look at the other side of the coin. Gunnery Sergeant Roberta Draper of the Martian Marine Corps. Before the Ganymede incident, she was the system working as intended. Fiercely patriotic, ruthlessly disciplined, a true believer in the righteousness of the Martian cause. She saw Earth as a corrupt, bloated relic, and the UNN as an obstacle to be overcome. Her faith in Martian superiority, in its technology, its training, its very soul, was absolute. She is the pillar upon which the entire Martian military is built. And that is the critical vulnerability. A faith that has never been truly tested is brittle. It can be shattered by a single traumatic event that defies its entire worldview. Alex Kamal represents a slow leak of pressure from the system. But what happened to Bobby Draper on Ganymede?
It's not human! I repeat, that is not a UN Marine! It's tearing through the armor! Oh God, it's...
That was a catastrophic structural failure. The ideal Martian soldier, the perfect product of their forged dream, was about to come face to face with a truth that her ideology had no category for. The strength of the Martian system is directly proportional to the faith of its people. And that faith is about to be broken. Why would a society so dedicated to a century-long project suddenly gamble everything on a monster? The answer is desperation. The Martian strategic situation is a paradox. They are technologically superior, but perpetually on the verge of being overwhelmed by the sheer numbers of the United Nations Navy. It is a cold war they can never truly win, only delay losing. This creates a permanent state of strategic anxiety, a deep-seated hunger for a game changer, a shortcut. Then came Eros. The Protomolecule was not just a tragedy, it was a revelation. An alien biological toolkit of unimaginable power. To most, it was a horror. But to certain individuals conditioned by a lifetime of seeking a technological edge at any cost, it was an opportunity. And so, Project Caliban was born. My network has confirmed what many now suspect. A conspiracy, a shadow alliance, was forged between the amoral corporate tycoon Jules Pierre Mao and high-level rogue elements within both the UN and Martian governments. Their goal? To weaponize the protomolecule, to create controllable biological super soldiers. The name they gave these abominations, these half-man, half-monster things, was Caliban, after a creature from ancient Earth literature. The initial experiments were conducted in secret labs, far from prying eyes. The test subjects? Immunodeficient children, like Praxity Meng's daughter, May. Their unique biology made them more receptive to the protomolecule's horrifying transformation. The incident on Ganymede, the slaughter of Bobby Draper's squad and their UN counterparts, was no random act of violence. It was a sales demonstration. Mao, with the complicity of his Martian military benefactors, unleashed his creation to prove its effectiveness, to show the buyers exactly what their money was purchasing. This wasn't just a few bad actors. This was the logical, horrifying endpoint of the Martian mindset. The dream at all costs mentality, combined with their existential fear of Earth, creates a moral vacuum where any advantage, no matter how monstrous, is seen as a rational choice. The rogue faction on Ganymede wasn't betraying the Martian dream as they saw it. They were trying to secure it with the ultimate weapon. Project Caliban is not the disease. It is a symptom of a much deeper sickness. The desperate belief that a shortcut to victory is worth any price. To understand a warrior, you must understand their weapons. Martian military hardware is not neutral technology. It is ideology forged in steel and composites. It is a direct reflection of their societal values: efficiency, lethality, and technological supremacy solving every problem. First, the Corvette-class fast attack frigate. The ship you know as the Rocinante was once the MCRN Tachi. At 46 meters long, she is a predator, designed for speed, surprise, and overwhelming firepower in a small frame. Armed with point defense cannons, or PDCs, and torpedo launchers, a single corvette can disable or destroy ships many times its size. Later refits even allow for a keel-mounted railgun. It is not a brawler like a UNN destroyer. It is a scalpel, designed for surgical strikes, a tool for an assassin. Then, there is the Goliath Power Armor, the iconic suit of the Martian Marine Corps Force Recon. This is more than armor. It is a walking tank. It allows a single Marine, who might be physically weaker from a life in 1/3 gravity, to become a force of nature on the battlefield. The suit is a force multiplier, equipped with an integrated, high rate of fire Gatling cannon and a shoulder-mounted missile pod capable of indirect fire. Its systems are controlled by a sophisticated interface of eye tracking, voice commands, and tactile controls in the gloves. It is designed to solve the problem of biological disadvantage through superior engineering. Do you see the pattern? Their technology is an expression of their core belief: any problem can be solved with better engineering. Any disadvantage can be overcome with a more advanced tool. This philosophy is what makes them so formidable. It is also what makes them so dangerous. When you believe technology can solve anything, and your greatest problem is a rival superpower you can't defeat conventionally, what happens when you discover a new biological technology? You don't see a monster, you see a solution. The same thinking that designed the Goliath armor led directly to the rationale behind Project Caliban. If they can engineer a better ship, why not a better soldier? Their greatest tools reveal the horrifying path they are willing to walk. And now, we come to you. You are about to enter this world not as a politician or a naval officer, but as a mercenary, a contractor for Pinkwater Security, whose shore leave on Eros went sideways. The intelligence my network has gathered on your next move is revealing. You believe you are undertaking a personal mission, a rescue. The target, retired MCRN Chief Petty Officer Eugene Sannon, is an old friend. Someone your crew feels a debt of loyalty to. A noble cause, born from personal connection. You're going because you think you should. My network deals in patterns, not coincidences. And the pattern here is too perfect. Let's ask the right questions. Sanine is on a top-secret Protogen black site, in the middle of a system-wide crisis. How, exactly, did you learn he was there? Who leaked that information? And why did it find its way to you? To the one small independent crew in the system with the skills to get in. and the personal motivation to try. This wasn't a cry for help you intercepted by chance. It was a breadcrumb laid for you to find. You are not undertaking a rescue. You are being manipulated. Your loyalty to your friend has been identified, analyzed, and weaponized to point you, a deniable asset, at a target that a major power cannot touch officially. Because the Martian Congressional Republic, or at least the powerful faction within it that backed Project Caliban, cannot afford the truth. They cannot send their own forces to retrieve their operative Sanine from a protogen lab without exposing their conspiracy. But they can't leave him there either. So they leak the location to his old friends, knowing you would move heaven and earth to save him. If you succeed, they get their asset back. If you fail and die, you are just another tragedy. Another group of freelancers who got in over their heads during the Eros lockdown. No ties, no loose ends. You have been turned into the perfect tool. A perfectly motivated, utterly deniable asset. You are not a hero on a righteous mission. You are a gear in the shadow machine, set in motion by a conspiracy you didn't even know existed. Your contract may be with your conscience, but your purpose is to serve their hypocrisy. You are there because they cannot afford to be seen. So, let us discard the simple, outdated narrative of Earth versus Mars. That was the last war. The discovery of Project Caliban has initiated a new conflict, one far more dangerous because it is undeclared. The real war is now for the soul of Mars itself. The monolith is cracking. I predict the Martian Congressional Republic will splinter, not openly at first, but in the shadows. A civil war of ideology, fought in the dark corners of their own ships and bases. Two sides are forming as we speak. On one side, you have the purists, the idealists, the ones who genuinely believe in the nobility of the dream. They are the honorable officers, the soldiers like the woman Bobby Draper has become, who see Project Caliban not as a weapon, but as a cancer. They will be horrified by this betrayal, and they will seek to cut it out, to purge the conspirators and restore the honor of the MCRN, no matter the cost to their strategic position. On the other, you have the architects, the ruthless pragmatists who started this, the rogue faction. They believe the purists are naive children, clinging to an honor that will lead to Mars's extinction. They argue that the Protomolecule is the only rational path to victory against a bloated Earth. They will do anything, sacrifice anyone, and create any monster to secure what they see as the greater good, a future where Mars is dominant. Now, look again at the man you were sent to find. Chief Petty Officer Eugene Sanin. He wasn't just a Martian. He was an operative in this shadow war. An architect. And your crew. You were a tool. A deniable pawn sent to move a piece on a board you didn't know existed. This changes your position entirely. You are no longer just a mercenary who stumbled upon a corporate secret. You are now a living, breathing piece of evidence in an internal Martian war. To the purists, you are a potential witness, a weapon they can use to expose the conspiracy and bring down their rivals. They may try to recruit you, to extract what you know. To the architects, you are a loose end, a threat that must be silenced before you can talk. They will hunt you. From this moment on, an MCRN ship on your scopes is the ultimate gamble. Is it a potential ally? or is it an assassin's blade? You have been thrust into the middle of their family quarrel, and they will tear you apart to get at each other. Your real challenge is not just surviving the monsters the protomolecule creates. It's surviving the humans who want to control them. Mars is not a monolith. It's a mirror, and it's cracking. They dreamed of a garden, but they've sown the seeds of their own monsters. Now you know the truth. The question is, what will you do with it? The network is waiting.